Alright guys, welcome back to JForce Gaming, and it's your host Jobin Tan today, where I'll be talking about this really cool overlay that is seen right here. Alright, and this is not edited in post-production, so this is actually, showing up live, alright, as I'm talking right now. So I can just enable it anytime I want right over here and disable it anytime I want. So it's really cool, and you can have really cool, nice, overlays for your OBS right on live, right? So you don't have to do any post editing, which is really great for like live streaming on YouTube or Twitch or even kick.com, right? And it looks really professional. So how do I actually do that? Well, it is with the help of this website right here. So this is the Overlays.uno. Alright, as you guys can see on top, the rotating carousel of my various social media accounts right on top here, alright. So this is happening in real time as I'm recording this, and it's really cool, right? So this is a web page, so you don't have to download any software for that, and you guys can control it via your phone if you're on the web page on that, alright. And yeah, it's really awesome, and they have a lot of really cool overlay that you guys can do and customize it right on the spot, so that you guys can see they have so many overlays. I'm gonna show you one by one. Alright, so if I were to go to my overlays, alright, you guys can see right over here, these are the few overlays that I used earlier on, alright. And I can under the libraries they have a lot, so you can filter between various type of overlay you want, alright, right over here. But let me just turn off, alright, this thing right here. So if I go to social media pop-out, so this is what it is, this rotating, so you can create your own you can add your own custom social media handler right over here. So for me, just Facebook, Discord, Discord, all this, and you can customize them. So you guys can just put Jobin as well. You can turn it off so you disappear. So I can just turn it on and you will come back on again. So this is basically how I do it, alright, for this pop-up right here. So if I turn it on, alright, you guys can see, alright, subscribe to JForce Gaming over there. I can just turn it off, right, where I can control it within my browser itself. So so every time I want a certain pop-up, I can control it within my browser itself. But if you have a Steam Deck, alright, and you can also donate to control. So if you scared okay, people saying you go to your browser while you are streaming and turning this on and off, you can also use your mobile phone as well. Alright, just open up this web page, alright, and use your mobile phone to control it. So you can just control it, turn on and off without going to the browser itself. And even better, if you have a Stream Deck itself, right, you guys can download the Stream Deck plugin, and you guys can control the overlays using your Stream Deck, which is very helpful as well. So yeah, you guys can have a lot of ways to do this live pop-up, which is really awesome. Alright, so I will show you, they have a lot of different kinds of overlays right here. So you guys can have if you are into live streaming, live sports, alright, they have a lot of sports that you guys can have overlay right here. This is the one I used for the subscribe to JForce Gaming earlier on. Alright, they do have a lot of things right here, you guys can see. Alright, you guys, if you hover your mouse over it, alright, you guys can have various previews of it. So alright, you guys, if you hover your mouse over it, you guys can see, alright, what are the effects before you use it. So you guys can see, and there's a lot of it. There's over 578 results, so you guys can scroll through all of them. They have this kind of overlay as well, you guys can see. Alright, all the timer as well. Alright, stream start soon timer. Alright, they have basically everything for whatever you need, which is really awesome, right? So you guys can make your live stream much more interactive and much more enjoyable. Alright, you guys can see a sponsor bug, so you guys can add some sponsors to it, and you don't have to do it in post-production. So it's just really helpful and time saving as well. Alright, you guys can have all this as well, and you guys can have 2 packs box. Alright, you guys can see there's a lot of it. So if you have a specific one that you want, alright, you guys can also go using the filters itself, alright, and you guys can find certain things you want, like crypto.com. These are all about the crypto stocks, this and that. You can see all the crypto tickers right over here. Alright, you guys can have certain scoreboards as well. Alright, so scoreboard, these are everything that is scoreboard related. So it's really cool. You guys can have all this, and the customization is really a lot of customization that you can use on it as well. So let's just go to okay, so this is one of the overlay that for sports. So if I turn it on, you guys can see on the top right there is this thing. So you guys, if you are live streaming sports, you guys can increase the counter. You guys can see the counter going up live right here. Or you guys can have certain match time. You guys can the first period, the overtime 2, the second period, and just play. And you guys can see the timer starts counting down, the 30 minutes timer. So you guys can see it is counting down, and then you can reset, and there's certain penalties as well. You can add certain penalties to to each team. You guys can add like a 2-minute penalty to them. Alright, and you guys can have a call out as well. So you can have call out 2, and on the top right it will change itself. Call out 1, it will just change itself. You guys can have certain setup. You guys can change the color as well. So, and you guys can change the clock UI. Alright, you guys can change like certain pictures of your favorite team. Alright, the team itself, and you know, all the colors, the team text color, you guys can change it. You guys can see change to red. Alright, this one I can change to like black itself, and the clock I can change to like video insert, so you have like a video clock itself. Alright, you guys can also customize the overlay, the width, the height, the scoreboard, everything is all customizable, which is really cool. So you can customize to the size you want, the transparency, this and that. Alright, you can have settings as well, so you can have 5 panels, you can control all at once, which is really awesome. Alright, and yeah, you guys can do a lot of customization over here. This is a social media pop-up I showed you before, but let me just turn it off for now. Okay, so yeah, this one I also showed you. This one I also showed you. So yeah, you guys can customize your own color palette as well. They have certain colors as well, so you guys can you know, change to the preferred color if you want to. Alright, you guys can have an image as well. Alright, you guys can see what image you want to put in. You guys can upload your own image, which is really awesome. Alright, and this is the settings itself. So how do you add it to OBS? Well, it's very simple to add it to OBS. So I'm going to show you how to add it to OBS itself. Alright, so let me just choose one that I want. Okay, so I'm probably not something not scoreboard. Alright, something that is like is there anything related to what I'm doing right now? I mean, I'm not gonna find it for now. Okay, so I'm gonna just, okay, maybe this really big scoreboard right here. Okay, so I can just click on add to my overlays. Alright, so if you add it to your overlay, you go to all. Alright, it's over right over here. So this match stats. So what I have to do is just click on open it. So I just open it, open in a new browser, a new tab, and afterwards, alright. Alright, so this is the tab itself. So what I'm going to do, okay, so this is the OBS that I'm recording in right now, you guys can see, okay? And what I have to do is just to drag this, okay, drag this into my OBS. Oh, I can't, it's very hard. I think when I start dragging it, alright, to show you guys, okay, maybe I make this smaller a bit. Alright, let me drag my OBS here so you guys can see this column right over here. Alright, and all you have to do is very simple. Just click on this, drag it over to your OBS. Alright, and they'll ask you have to drag a URL into OBS. This will automatically add a link. So you just click on yes. Alright, you will add to it. So you will have an overlay. So you guys can see now it's overlaying to the OBS itself. Alright, so now it's overlaying to my overlaying my whole face itself. So yeah, you guys can do that as well. So you guys can just drag and drop, very straightforward. And if you guys notice that on the top right there is a copy control URL. So this is basically a URL that, you know, this is the URL that you guys can control it, so that when you turn it on, alright, it will show up on your OBS itself. So when you turn it off, you know, this is the control URL, and this is the copy 𝖩 token. So this is for the Stream Deck, alright, 𝖩 plugin. So if you download the plugin, you have Stream Deck, you just copy this token and you guys can control your controls using the Stream Deck itself. So it's very straightforward, very easy. You guys can also select your own output settings as well. You guys can have landscape. So this one is basically landscape, okay? But some of them, they have like portrait as well, I think. I think this one have portrait. Yep, this one have a portrait as well, okay, a scoreboard or a scorebar. Alright, you guys can have certain background color as well. You can have transparent. Right now it's transparent. You guys can have certain other chroma colors as well in post-production or anything you like to do it. Alright, I think all of this, do they have, yeah, do they? There you see, we have portrait as well. So this is the output settings for the social media accounts. So yeah, some of them, they have the portrait mode as well. So the portrait mode can be really useful if you're like live streaming or TikTok live. Using the portrait mode is the best itself. So yeah, you guys can do a lot of things over here. And like the match stat itself, you guys can customize every single thing over here. You guys can customize the logos, the color, everything is customizable. So it's really cool. You can customize it to your own liking itself, and you guys can add it to anywhere you want in the OBS. So if you like, so if I don't want it, so if I turn it on, I don't want it to be so big, right? On the OBS, I can just, you know, resize it and just put it at the side corner right here. So every time when I turn it on, alright, it will just be this small. So which is really awesome. So this is how you actually do it. Alright, the overlays on your OBS, very simple, very straight, and the customizability is really a lot. So if you're like doing a lot of live streaming, or especially sometimes if you're doing YouTube recording and you're too lazy to, like, you know, do like post-production, or you just want everything recorded all in one take, alright, this also can be really good as well. But if you're like generally live streaming, and you're basically like doing like a lot of like live content, and you want some really cool interactions with your like with your fans and what, alright, with your chat and what, alright, you guys can have certain like things that, you know, like if you're playing a horror game, you guys can add like certain like you know, all these heartbeats, so that people can see, you know, what's your heartbeat, heart rate. So yeah, it's really cool. So you guys can add all this overlay to make it like more interactive, and it's live. So, you know, it will be much more interactive, much more fun for your viewers as well. So if you guys want to check out this Overlays.uno, you guys can check out the first link in the video description down below and get this for yourself right now. And I say this is definitely very, very worth it. Alright, you don't, and there's also a premium for it. Alright, and the premium is not very, very expensive. You guys can see, if you get more with the Uno Plus, it's only $1.99 per month, which is really, really cheap, and you save it a lot, and you can use it all year round. So it's, you know, it's pretty much one of, like, you know, the best live streaming overlay that a lot of live streamers actually use this, alright, for live streaming, and as well as, you know, certain thing, and you don't have to do any post production, like you know, all these effects is built right into it, so you don't have to do any, like, you know, in After Effects. Some of this you do all of this like animation in After Effects, but with this, alright, just a simple overlay, drag and drop, and you have a very, very professional overlay that is, you know, that just looks very, very good. So if you guys want to check out this Overlays.uno, you guys can check out the first link in the video description down below and visit this website for yourself. And I would highly recommend you guys get the Uno Plus version, because it has so many extra features that you guys can get, and don't miss out on it right now. So yeah, that's all for the guys. If you find today's video really interesting, alright, you guys can check out the first link in the video description down below. Alright, and don't forget, I am your host, 𝖩.𝖥, alright, and this is 𝖩force Gaming, and I shall see you guys in my next video. Peace out. Alright, and remember to subscribe to me. Alright, peace out.
I don't wanna cry.